Welcome to The Baffled Brain, Demystifying Dementia, your daily podcast that will teach you everything you need to know about dementia. At Think Different Dementia, we know that dementia seems complex and challenging to manage, but we also know with the right tools at the right time, dementia is made simple. I am your host, Lizette from Think Different Dementia, where we believe you're only one technique, the right technique, away from thriving and not just surviving your dementia journey. So please like this video, please subscribe to the podcast, and please share these videos with your friends and families so that we together can thrive and not just survive your dementia journey. So welcome to today's program. Well, welcome back to today's program. Today we are going to talk about the slats. I have my handy dandy cheat sheet because, airplanes aren't my forte, but we are going to look at how slats play a role and what the slats potentially could be in our dementia journey, right? We are unpacking an airplane or using the analogy of an airplane in order to explain the process of dementia. And so I divided up every different section of a plane with different parts of dementia to try to make it easy for people to understand and easy for people to remember. So the slats, what do the slats do on an airplane? Slats are used in the takeoff and the landing process of a flight. It is used to create lift and drag. So lift and drag. So in our dementia flight, what I've included under the slats are what I call gizmos and gadgets, right? Anything that can make our life easier in the dementia process, because we want to decrease the lift and the drag on a person and a care partner dyad when we're working with people with dementia, right? We want to make it as easy as possible. And so in the term slats, I want us to think about how do we make it easier during the takeoff or the landing process by making it easier, giving us gizmos and gadgets. So gizmos and gadgets, there are lots of different gizmos and gadgets, and I'm just going to name a few that I've come across. And as I continue to expand and learn more and add more, I used to believe, this is really funny. It's not really funny, but it's kind of I will tell you, I have always considered myself in the last several years as being pretty proficient in dementia. And the more I learn about dementia, the more I realize I don't know anything about dementia. I became a Alzheimer's disease and dementia care trainer so that I could teach the course leading to a person becoming a certified dementia practitioner. And in that process, I've gotten a whole bunch of books and other things that I now use. And I'm like, I know a lot about dementia, and I'm realizing I don't know hardly anything about dementia. And so as I continue to learn, I continue to add to my own repertoire. So when I was a new grad occupational therapy, my toolkit was pretty small, right? I didn't have a lot of things, tools, tricks in my bag. My bag of tricks is a lot bigger, which always amazes students because when they come to you, right, their bag of trick is nothing. But as I've grown as an occupational therapist in my own journey, and as I'm helping support my parents who have difficulty, I have noticed I really don't know that much, and I continue to learn every day. I'm just going to mention a couple of gizmos and gadgets. There's some non-intrusive monitoring systems out there. What does that mean? It means it's not a camera-based monitoring system. There are camera-based monitoring systems that we can use that I recommend people install under certain circumstances. There's a place called the Dementia Action Alliance, which is a wonderful place to find some additional information. There's a magazine called Mirador Magazine, and I'm just naming a few things that I'm going to be asking these people to come on and explain their processes. There are lots of apps. There's some apps available that you can use. There's one called Your Life Talks, Your Life Talks, which is an app that you can download on your phone and use to record your person that you love who has dementia, in order for them for you to have a record, and you can record things earlier on as you're discussing things, and then you can certainly use them to record later on so that you can remember your loved one with dementia. I think it's a great app. I'm still going to have her on my program. There's a thing called an e-care diary, which is also an app-based service where you can diarize things to kind of work on dementia behaviors and control, and keeping a record of what's going on in the person that you care for, because dementia and dementia behavior, dementia and challenging behaviors always tend to follow a pattern. We don't necessarily see the pattern because we're so busy. We're so busy in our own worlds. We're trying to deal with mom and bathing and or running a household and still working full time, and all of these challenges, right, that we have when we're supporting people that we love with dementia. I know that people watching these programs or listening to these programs are either spouses of someone with dementia. Sometimes they're still working full time, or they're care partners of someone with dementia, a significant other of somebody with dementia that has retired. Sometimes they're physically frail themselves. There's, whatever your imagination is, we can imagine all of the hundreds of thousands of different combinations. Are they children of people with dementia? Are they children of people with dementia who were abused by the person with dementia that causes all sorts of other challenges, right? So we don't necessarily always think in terms of all of these different things when we're working, when we're trying to see why somebody's behaving or having certain interactions with us, whether it be us or them or the environment. And that's why these apps, the e-care diary, or even just a behavioral diary, like my friend Melissa Lopez has a book that she wrote on how to diarize. We recommend you diarize all the time, because even sometimes, because we're not paying attention, we don't notice the pattern. But as soon as you start to write it down, people start to notice the pattern. I'll just use this as an example. I've just recently worked with a husband-wife combination where toileting was a major big issue for her. And it's not that she didn't want to help him, it's just something she preferred not to do. And it was a hard thing for her to do with her husband when he had been incontinent. And so what I had her do was diarize it. And then we came up with the diary, a strategy attached to the diary, which was toilet him every 2 to 3 hours, wake him up first thing in the morning, give him a urinal, have him toilet before you do something else, because she would let him sleep until about 10 o'clock in the morning. And so coming up with these strategies, using strategies and using these gizmos and gadgets to make your life easier in the dementia process can truly, truly, truly significantly ease the burden of the care partner, whether it be a spouse, a child, whoever. There's another one called dementiamaps.com, which I'm also going to invite her onto my program, where she can actually show people her product. And it is for people with dementia and their care partners, and formal care partners like facilities or people like myself that have a consulting business in dementia and dementia care. There's the Dementia Society of America. There's the Alzheimer's Association. There's all of these different countries. Most of what I'm going to be doing is going to be United States based, because that's where I live. But as I come across interesting things from other countries, I'm certainly going to include them in my repertoire, because why not? The world is a small place, right? Did you know every 3 seconds globally somebody is being diagnosed with dementia? That's a staggering number. That just absolutely blows my mind. Just blows my mind that so many different people are being diagnosed with some form of dementia every single day, globally, all over the world. And we here in the United States are so blessed, we don't even understand how blessed we are. And so I'm going to continue to use the Slats section. And as I do once we're done with the introductions, which will be in a couple more videos, a couple more days, what we will do is every section that I do, whatever I'm going to talk about, I'm going to tell you which part of the plane it fits into. So I'm not always going to be doing the videos and the podcast in this format. I'm going to be going back to more in a question and answer format, answering people's questions, telling people where to include it. And, it's going to be a very fluid, robust podcast. So I hope you join me in the journey. Today's episode was episode 51. It's October the 27th, and we were talking about slats. Slats, which are used to help slow things down and make things easier in our dementia journey. And I am so grateful for you guys for joining me. Remember to subscribe, like, and share as much as possible. Subscribe to my YouTube channel called Think Different Dementia. Subscribe to the podcast at wherever podcasts can be found. Like and share on Facebook. Please like and share and join my Facebook group if you're not part of it, called Think Different Dementia Education Group. And as always, thank you for joining, and the Lord bless you and keep you. I hope you guys know I'm a Christian. I'm a Reformed Christian. I pray for the people in these groups and people listening to my podcast every single day. I am here for you. If you have a particular need, email me, thinkdifferentdementia@gmail.com.